When pastors, sometimes boundaries is a challenge. So telling people, I'm sorry, this is my off day. Do not call me unless you're on pain of death. Don't call me. Go straight to the mediator, Jesus Christ. It's like so those boundaries that because you as a Christian you want to be helpful and everywhere, but then sometimes you exhaust yourself and then you are not as able to help in optimum as you would have had you been rested. So then how do I manage my time? Well, I place value on my time. If I place value on my time, it means that I value my sleep. I'm not going to go to that party. I'm going to sleep because I need to sleep because tomorrow I have to be in church at 6 a.m.
Hello, hi, welcome back. How have you been? Mkopoa, Mkofiti? I hope you have been well for that week. I am so thrilled to have you again. Welcome back to Woman by Design podcast. Still, I am your host, Edanzia. And yes, today we still continue with our amazing conversation that we started last week on FOMO. And I'm still with Harry. She'll still be taking the conversation a notch higher. But maybe to just do a recap of what we talked about last time and remind ourselves, or even to the people who are new here. By the way, the new people, karibuni sana. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for just taking your time to click on that link and be here. Last week we talked about FOMO, and we said FOMO is real. And maybe interacting with the word FOMO for the first time. This is the fear of missing out, and it's whereby you just fear that maybe you're missing out on a life full of fun that maybe other family members or other people out there are living. And it's mostly caused by what we see on social media. The fact that you can see your friends posting nice photos, having nice clothes, or just doing a great job. And to you, it actually seems that they are doing well. And this has it has its origins way back, but it has become more prevalent in the society today because of the influence of technology and social media. And that is why we say that women across different ages will experience FOMO, but it's just that it will manifest itself in different forms in the different ages. So we also talked about the effects of FOMO in our lives. Talk of anxiety because you keep on scrolling, you don't want to miss out on any update, you don't want to go to a place and people are talking about something and you're just not updated on what's happening. And the intriguing thing is that FOMO can actually present in itself in a way that is not bad. For the people who love working out and you have been working out and there is that online instructor that you have and you're not getting a body like theirs, or even people in the Christian circles that you're constantly running after events and things, and you're just on the go and you're not taking time to reflect and even find some rest. We said if Jesus, the Son of God, took time to rest and be away from people and the noise in the world, who are you to think that you can actually keep on running and running every time? So we pick it up from there and continue this discussion. With me is still Harry, the amazing Harry Vivi, the author of God, This Sucks. So Harry, take us to how do you manage this thing?
Right, the chairlady of the FOMO club.
Here is the chairlady. She actually didn't know that she was there. Later on, she realized that she's actually the chairlady.
It is so sad. So how do we manage FOMO? I've just been thinking about it, and I think the first thing is let's try to find hobbies outside the cell phone, especially for the younger generation. Can we do something that does not need a cell phone, a tablet, a TV, a laptop, and read a book, walk on the beach, have a conversation with a friend. Because you're like, no, but I have friends, I'm talking to them. Yeah, on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, but you don't actually have a conversation with them. There's once I was doing a service, and I was the preacher, and I was talking about social media and just the impact it has on the youth. And I asked them, how many of you have 1,000 Instagram followers and up? And a few kids raised their hands. And I'm like, great. Of those 1,000 followers, if you're in a jam, how many of them could you call to bail you out? And one of the girls was like, hey,
Nobody.
I only five,
Uh-huh.
5'3". So I'm just like, then
They
who are
actually,
the other?
they have the 1,000, but they rarely know them.
Yeah,
They
so
just know a few people.
who are the other 900 people who follow you?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. It gives us this, social media gives us an illusion that we have friends. This is my community. No. The person in Romania, Cambodia, who just liked you randomly does not know you, does not care about you. Just saw you doing some TikTok challenge and okay, let me follow,
Yeah.
and has forgotten about you. So it's like we are lying to ourselves that yeah, but we chat every day on Instagram. And by the way, sending memes back and forth is not chatting. It is not a relationship. Like okay, I
Meaningful conversation.
yes, I am guilty of that. I like send memes back and forth, but that is not a relationship.
It's not.
It is, we have forgotten the art of let's sit down and how are you, Edda? How is life? Where I can see you, I can, I'm reading your body language, we're laughing. But right now, even when people have gone out as friends, it's like we're chatting.
We're all quiet.
Yeah, so everybody's on
Making
the phone.
a lot of noise online.
Yeah, so it's like we're here talking to people who are elsewhere.
And sometimes I think it's quite unfortunate because, especially for the younger generation, after that you'll hear conversations like, alikuwa ananiingililia. Why was she asking me all these questions about myself? Why don't you just mind your own business? Because it's really a strange thing. They're not used to it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you put your life for public display, you have given people permission to judge you, to question you, to like you, to not like you, to slam you. Like, I mean, if you put what is social media anyway? It is a monument to yourself.
Yeah.
It's basically, hey people, look at me, look at where I had breakfast, woken up my nanos. You didn't wake up like that with lip gloss on your mouth. You woke up, washed your face, brushed your hair, went back in bed. We're just woken up. So it's a monument to ourselves. Look at how awesome my life is. I've never seen anyone post a bad photo of themselves. Even when they're crying, it was a nice cry. Like take 20 of when you cried well and the snot wasn't coming out of your nose. That's the one you put. So it's like I don't know, we really just are in a space of look at me, look at me, look at me. And now because of that, because we don't know how to communicate one-on-one, why do you think ghosting is on the rise? People just don't know how to disappoint, how to say no, I'm sorry, it ain't working. So because before cell phones, if I'm breaking up with you, I have to tell you it's been real but peace.
Yeah.
Now I'm just not taking your calls. I'm just unfriending you. And then I just read between the lines that kuna vile tu haiko sawa, so because it's like people they want to extricate themselves. And why also is there like a high case of trolling on the internet and bullying? I'll bully you on the internet because this is an interface. So it's like it's not really me. I'm courageous because I am behind a screen, and you can't get at me with my words. But if I met you like this, as meek as a mouse, I can't. Yeah, so like that whole disconnect. That's why people are mean on internet. But when it's so because we don't have this human interaction, we're interacting over the phones, over some interface, over protocols and all of those things, then we become mean. So now when you tell me not to interact through my phone, not to send a message, not to send I'm supposed to talk to you human. How? And that's the end. People don't know how to articulate themselves. You ask them, hey, could you even just ask, hey, could you pray for us? How? Because I'm used to talking with my thumbs on a phone. I don't know how to even just good morning, typing an email. Just it's like Greek, some things which are commonplace to us. So I think people need to just learn to have conversations, and of course boundaries. I'm not saying social media is from the devil or it's evil. We're using social media right now for a good cause, but there have to be boundaries. Like how much? Because apparently by the time one dies, you would have spent 6 years and 8 months of your life on social media. I'm like 6 years. See, that's like you've done your master's and the undergrad. But that time, on social media. If you're just thinking, but it's only 2 minutes, 10 minutes a day, but if it accumulates over a lifespan, in a month, the average person spends 2 days on social, 2 whole day, 48 hours on social media.
For
So
some it's more.
yeah, for some it's that is aside from that does not include the movies you watch. That is just social media. This is just social
Scrolling
media. Yeah.
the
So
phones,
I think we need to put boundaries. I'm going to do no social media maybe after 8. No social media at night. I'm gonna, and our phones are so nice. You can even put a timer, like Instagram 10 minutes a day, TikTok 15 minutes a day, or YouTube this time a day, and then your phone tells you, hey, time is up. But they're really, and not just with social media, but even with events and people. You're like, this weekend, I mean, not the week, but this weekend, I know there are 3 parties. I'm going to go for one because I need to rest. Or this month, there are like 3 worship experiences in different churches. I think I can only have 2 because I need to work.
With yourself.
So boundaries. When I go on vacation, I'm sorry, boss, but I'm not responding to emails. Or please, after 6 p.m., if you send me an email, boss, I will respond to it 8 a.m. So those are boundaries. Please, even pastors, sometimes boundaries is a challenge. So telling people, I'm sorry, this is my off day. Do not call me unless you're on pain of death. Don't call me. Go straight to the mediator, Jesus Christ. It's like, so those boundaries that, because you as a Christian, you want to be helpful and everywhere, but then sometimes you exhaust yourself and then you are not as able to help in optimum as you would have had you been rested.
So setting boundaries and just being understanding the face of social media, and just knowing that what you see is actually a slave of what is happening behind the screens, and that's not reality, and you just can't live that kind of life. And I think with that also comes the bit of, maybe just to introduce a new concept, the joy that one gets now with missing out on these things, which we call JOMO, the joy of missing out. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's an awesome thing. And I think for you to have joy is because you are comfortable where you are. You're comfortable where you are because you know that this is important. What values do I have? Because my friend likes to define time as life passing away. So if time is life passing away, if I waste my time, I've wasted my life.
It's life that has just
passed away. Yeah. So then how do I manage my time well? I place value on my time. If I place value on my time, it means that I value my sleep. I'm not going to go to that party. I'm going to sleep because I need to sleep because tomorrow I have to be in church at 6 a.m. So value. So like, what are our values? Is my value fun? Is my value meaningful conversations? Is my value what is it? Maybe doing helpful things, encouraging. I don't know what your value is, but if you know what your values are, all this FOMO is because we're helter-skelter. We want to be everywhere, and you can't, you don't know, you have no priorities. That's why you're just being torn everywhere. But if you have a value system, is it godly? Is it going to benefit me? Is it, do I want, is it aligning with, even with the jobs that we take? Like, hey, I want to do something to do with youth ministry. This is for God, but is it youth ministry? No, I'm not doing it. Not because I can't, but that will be too much on my plate. So values. So I feel this whole joy of missing out, if I know what my values are, I will joyfully miss out because I know that I am doing what is valuable to me, what is benefiting me, what brings me joy. And since it brings me joy, I'm now not regretting or having guilt of not being there. So I'm able to be now present here without thinking about there. So you'll go like, hey, Harry, you missed out. I'm like, oh, okay, oh well.
Miss out as well.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh well, but as in like neither here nor there. I was sleeping on Friday, you should have come with us. I'm like, no, my sleep was pure worship to God. We good, so it's like, so I feel if you can, and when you find your values, stick to them, because often we are pressurized by society. No, you should do this, or you should, or your conscience, especially maybe the things to do with family. Sometimes saying no to family is hard.
So how do you actually strike a balance in the society, the family, and this just four more thing? How do you strike a balance? because again, it's the expectations of the society, and
Yeah.
if you actually just come home, family, and
Yeah.
if family doesn't understand you,
Yeah.
you actually feel rejected.
Yeah.
You try to look for where else do I go. So how do you strike this balance? Because I feel sometimes actually this gap that you're having, and the reason why it's being filled by FOMO,
Yeah.
it's because families have been torn apart.
Yeah.
Parents and children or siblings can't just sit together. So how do you work it out and balance these things?
I think one in a especially African setup, I don't think it was set up in a way that we can talk about what I'd like, what do I like this, don't I like this, I don't want to go for this function because of this. I think it's also like utaenda na utaenda. Like
If your mother has said it,
yeah, there's like no conversation there, so like
baba yako alisema.
so like, and the older you get, unfortunately, now because that is what has been ingrained in you, you still operate from there. And then, but your family, you can't get rid of your family. They're your family. And then you feel constant friction and all that. So what I found is, like I'd already said, get your values. What are your values? These are my values. And then get your boundaries. Reasonable boundaries, of course.
Yes.
What are your boundaries? And then communicate them. Now, the thing is, we have values, we have boundaries. You don't communicate them.
Yeah.
Then if you transgress my boundary, I'll be fuming here, but you don't know because I didn't tell you.
I'm quiet, and even with fuming, I'm just quiet.
Yeah, you
and I'll portray a smile. I'll be
You'll
like,
see me in the
"I'm
next family
fine."
function. Hi, auntie, and I'm seeing the inside.
Like down.
Yeah, so like
Plastic life.
yeah, so it's like in families, it's because also we should understand that just because we grew up together, yeah, but I am an adult now, and maybe I was cool with it 10 years ago, I'm not cool with it now, because that's also a thing. When you grew up together, it's like you're still seeing me the way I was 10 years ago, but I've grown. Yes, I liked pineapple on pizza 10 years ago, now I hate it.
Don't
Deal with
like
it.
it.
I'm like, it's your favorite. Yeah, when I was 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like we don't also allow ourselves in families, we don't acknowledge that we have grown. Our parents have grown, so they're not maybe wakali the way we thought they are. Maybe they're more understanding, more open-minded. And we as siblings, or, like we have grown.
Yeah.
So like, communicate, who are you right now? Right now, I am this person. And this is what I like, this is what I don't like.
Yeah.
And by the way, these are my boundaries and these are. And communicate them in a nice way so that people can understand, and by the way, when you communicate them, people will also communicate their boundaries to you. Because maybe also you're transgressing their boundaries. And they're feeling bad about it, but then it causes all this friction. So I feel family-wise, as in, I think that's the best way. Just know your values, know your boundaries, and make sure you communicate them so that everybody is aware. I'm not going for this family function because of this. And that's it. And surely if you are grown up, you have a say, surely. Yeah. So I think that's what can help.
And I just hope that even you, my viewers, that you will actually just desire to create this bond and authentic relationships, especially at the family level, because I feel like if the family can actually heal, if the family can actually be bonded, then we will have a better society. Maybe just to engage still on the Jomo conversation, what are the benefits that, yes, I am okay that I have missed out on things my friends are doing. I have missed out on that latest trend. I have missed out on whatever is everybody is running after in the society. What are the benefits of that? So what?
I think one of the benefits is you might discover hidden passions or hobbies that you didn't know. Now that I'm not chasing after what everyone is chasing after, I might come to realize, hey, wait a minute, I actually like listening to audiobooks. Let me do that. I didn't know I was an audiobook person, by the way, till I think last year, 2 years ago, I decided to take a social media fast. I'm not doing all of these, whatever, TikTok, whatever. I'm not watching movies. Me who likes watching movies. So I was just like, oh no, what do I do if I'm not watching a movie? I discovered audiobooks. Now, me and audiobooks, hey.
Intertwined.
Every time don't stop watching movies, I'm good. And I'll listen to an audiobook that's even, I think the longest audiobook I listened to, it was like 56 hours. So I'm cooking, I'm listening to the audiobook, I'm washing clothes. It's like, you're still listening to that book. I'm like, shh, we're listening. Yeah, and it's a beneficial book. It can be a novel. That was a novel, but You just discover that, hey, I actually have this interest. Another thing I think that joy of missing out is you're able to listen to yourself and reflect and meditate. And by the way, do I even like the direction of my life? I don't think many people ask themselves that question. You've just found yourself on this trajectory and you just press on. Like it or no, you're just there. But if I am, by the joy of missing out means that I am enjoying, I am joyful. I can only get there because I was in a place of I'm thinking about life. Do I like my values? Do I like where I am? Do I like my friends? Do I like my family? Do I like my hobbies? Do I like me?
Yeah.
If you don't like me, what can I do? Do I need to heal? So I feel by the time you're in the joy of missing out stage, you're even whole, you're healing all past, because sometimes also FOMO has some trauma attached to it.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, not feeling like you don't fit in, you're told this, you're told that. So JOMO is a state of, I am so content and I feel complete in myself. I don't need your validation. I don't need to be with you guys to make me feel like I am living life. I am good. I am good, So, and it doesn't mean that I won't be in a crowd either, but I'm just looking at the life of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was Jomo. like 2 seconds, his wedding of Cana and all that. I mean, he was the life of a party. He was even saying, you guys were complaining that John the Baptist was not eating. Now I'm eating, you're saying I'm a glutton. So he was a party guy. He's there with the tax collectors and the women of the night. So, but also there was no instance of, oh my gosh, I didn't go for this or I didn't go for that. No, he just needed what he needed to do. Oh, I need to be here. Okay, let's go to heal Jairus' daughter. Oh, let me go pray on a mountain. Oh, so it's like he was so content. He was never in a hurry. I don't see anywhere where Jesus was in a hurry. I mean, the guy was headed to heal Jairus' daughter. Then he stopped woman with the issue of blood. He didn't go like, yo, there's a daughter dying there. Can you let me? It's like, he took his time. So clearly he was just like, my chance to heal a prominent. No, he was just like, okay, this is the situation here. Let me deal with this. We don't know how long it took. Maybe he stood there an hour. Who touched me? And everyone's looking at him. We don't know. So it's like he was the Son of God, of course, perfect. So, but he knew himself. He was confident in himself. So he didn't need validation from anyone. Didn't need to prove himself. He enjoyed every space he was in, maximized every relationship he was in, took his time with the disciples, just maximize that relationship with his friends, Lazarus, Mary, Martha, with his mother, Mary. He was very intentional. And I think that's what JOMO is. I'm intentional with my time. Yeah, because I know my values.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've decided what my values are, so I'm going to put my time to those values. And I'm going to be intentional. If I'm here with you, I'm here with you. I'm not thinking, oh my Lord, I left clothes on the line, they're being rained on.
Yeah. I'm loving it up to that point. Yeah. Getting from FOMO to
JOMO.
Please learn to set boundaries. Learn to say no and embrace sometimes being tech free. I'm not just telling you to go through your phone and iPads and all and stay out of technology, but just take time sometimes, a day or some hours, and just be free of it and assess your life on how really are you doing. Try and build authentic relationships. And I have actually loved the last bit when you have emphasized that I had actually not thought about it that way. That Jesus was actually very, very intentional on building meaningful conversations by the way he spent time with his disciples and his friends, with people like Lazarus, Mary, Martha. I had not thought about that. So it's a call. I think it's a wake-up call for us to actually think through our lives and ask ourselves, what kind of relationships are we building? Because if you don't have authentic and healthy relationships with people, then by default we'll fall into FOMO, right? Yeah. So as we seek to just wrap this up, Harry, what are some of the things that you can actually recommend for someone you have realized about audiobooks for yourself? What are some of the things that you can recommend to the viewers, to the audience on how to just start on this journey? To some people, it could be weird. It would be difficult. and just wondering, or even do it the first day, the second, and they feel this is not my thing. I wish we would have gotten time to actually even delve into the bit of the relationship between FOMO and JOMO and personalities. Is it just that JOMO is for the introverts and FOMO is just for the extroverts, or what would you advise the viewers on embracing this journey?
Thanks. I think I will still go back to what I said. Find your values. If time is life passing away, you need to find how to value your time. So find your values and then align all of your actions and activities according to those values. If something is not in there, just cut it out. And then set your boundaries, communicate your boundaries, and then stick to them. And then, of course, it wouldn't hurt to do some courses that help you be more self-aware. There are like emotional intelligence courses out there. You can read a book. You can do coaching. I do coaching in EQ. So there's so many resources. Listen to podcasts that can just help you be more self-aware. The reason why most of us in FOMO is because we're not even aware we're in FOMO in some shape or form.
Yeah.
So it just helps you. Sometimes you get there because of some traumas that are not even dealt with, or situations, or just your whatever you're going through in life. So try to be more self-aware by increasing your emotional intelligence, and I hope that will help you get over the FOMO. Recovering chair of FOMO.
Any resources that you can recommend?
Yes, right. So there's actually this famous book called Boundaries. It's by John Townsend and Henry Cloud. And there's this book also that talks about social media and the effects it has on our generation. It's called The Shallows. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but if you want coaching on an emotional intelligence, you can come and see me.
Yeah.
I do coaching, Shuja Rising Consulting. You can check out my website. Maybe they'll share a link below. And those are the resources I can offer.
All right. Thank you, Harry. I think that has been so real. And so you have been generous enough with your knowledge and expertise in the field. So if you're out there and you feel like you're struggling, she's right here. You can always reach out. I hope that you just keep this conversation going in the comment section. Please subscribe. Please like this channel. We're still talking about this thing that I'm done with telling you subscribe, like it. Anyway, in the comment section, keep it going. Share your thoughts. What do you think about it? I would love to actually feature some of them in our next episode. But for now, please allow us to wrap it at that. Thank you so much for taking your time and for just being here, Harry. I am so grateful that you came. I am so grateful that you have you have just shared. You have shared your knowledge on this and you have just poured it out to the audience. I pray that there will be one or two people who will just hear this and they'll be encouraged, or they will feel that they have been corrected, and that this podcast is just going to be of benefit in their lives. So I don't know, do you have any parting shots?
I think my parting shot would just be intentional with life. I think that's it. Just mean what you do what you mean, enjoy every moment, be in the moment. Because life is to be enjoyed. Life in abundance, as Jesus said. So you can't live it in abundance if you don't enjoy it and if you're not intentional. So please be intentional.
Be intentional. Enjoy life. Be in the present. Enjoy the moment. And with that, ladies, we'll wrap it at that. If there are any gentlemen who have joined us today, thank you so much. I hope you have also picked a few things to just ponder on, also for your own life. And until next time, shalom.